Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature 30 Minutes. I am Oboman Marvelous. In the headlines, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, says his tenure of office still runs till 2023 or 2024. Former Minister of Education, Oby Ezekwesiri, advises women to establish their own political structure. The Nigerian Immigration Service says it will keep tab on the number of cows entering into Nigeria. And now the details. Nigerian women from all walks of life have joined their voices to the call for inclusion of women in the political process. Former Minister of Education Oby Ezekwesiri, in a roundtable interactive discussion to commemorate the International Women's Day celebration, said that women are not short of the requisite knowledge to partake in the political process. She advised women to establish their own political structure. Signature TV correspondent Chukwudi Maduako reports.
The former Minister of Education, Oby Ezekwesiri, further added that women impose barrier on themselves by believing that leadership belongs to men alone, whereas leadership is gender neutral. She stressed the need to reinforce the message that women can and should work themselves into leadership positions at a very early stage of a girl's life.
One key thing that women need to be more aware of and be deliberate at addressing is this issue of imposter syndrome. You know, government can remove things, private sector can remove things, communities can remove barriers, but if a woman imposes a barrier on herself, who's going to remove it? It has to take the woman. Self-imposed barriers, where the women simply look at themselves and they think that leadership belongs to men. Meanwhile, science shows and evidence proves that leadership is gender neutral.
Lending her voice, the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talin, encouraged women to unite and register their requests with one voice. She advised women to set aside their personal interests and pursue one objective, adding that women should have the right training to be able to lead.
Nigeria is such a large country with so much, and yet, because of the absence of women in decision making, millions of Nigerians are suffering for no cause. We need to get ourselves together, unite, and try to speak with one voice.
Aisha Yusuf, one of discussants at the roundtable, maintained that Nigerians are not educated as they should be, noting that democracy without education is a disaster. She described the situation in which citizens do not know that they have the right to make demands. Yusuf further stated that men indirectly subjugate women by making them financially dependent on the men.
We don't have supply of good governance the way we should have. Like Dr. Oby Ezekwesiri would always say, governance is of two sides, the demand and supply side. And first of all, we do not have the supply side being given, and at the same time also we do not have the demand side. Demand side in such a way people do not understand that they have a right to make demands, and really it's affecting almost everything. And we have a situation, we have a population that is not as educated as it should be. And I always say that democracy without education is a disaster, and we need to have more people educated. When people are educated, they will have a right, they will know what their rights are, and they will know that they have a right to make this demand.
The roundtable meeting was organized to galvanize support for women participation in politics and allocation of elective and appointive positions to Nigerian women. Chukwudi Maduako in Abuja for Signature TV.
In a recent development, the co-founder Save African Children from Social Vices Initiative, Pastor Mrs. Gloria Ramsey, who acknowledged so many challenges facing women in Nigeria, argued that it is time to start promoting gender partnership. While speaking on the importance of International Women's Day, she said that women are the engine of the society and should not be seen as just part of the society, but a set of people that can make a point in building the society. Gloria suggested that the ideal thing that would promote a healthy relationship between the male and the women is gender partnership. The All Progressives Congress Supervisory Committee on the North Central Registration and Revalidation Exercise, Marawa Abubakar, has announced that Nigerian women are yet to make decision on one who would succeed the president. She made the announcement at an event organized by Aspire Women Forum to commemorate the International Women's Day in Abuja. Marawa Abubakar called on Nigerian women to make themselves available and take over the political space. She said that enlightenment was the way forward for Nigerian women, urging them to attend symposia and identify with people at the local level by registering as a member of a political party. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Mohammed Babandide, said that the Nigerian Immigration Service is committed to making sure that Nigeria's borders are protected. He stated this in an interview on Signature TV program on AIT, The Signature Show. Babandide said that one of the measures the service will take is to make sure that all cows entering into Nigeria from its neighboring countries will be registered and counted, adding that this step will enable the Nigerian Immigration Service to monitor the movement of cows in the country. The Comptroller General called for increased cooperation from border communities, describing them as key to national development. He urged government at all levels to invest in the border communities and advise the communities themselves against making a profession from smuggling.
We can number any cow that will enter our territory. Then we can take registration of the number of cows. They pay a certain piece. You can go anywhere. If you are returning back, we ask you where is the cow. Or, you tell us the number has been sold, so we'll find it. If it is slaughtered, it will be documented. It's a matter of just being serious with our life, for us to do good documentation, for us to be well accountable on this. But I don't want people to look at this as a problem. Mobility is a major factor for development. If there is opportunity for goods and services to move, for human beings to move, it is much easier. We have deliberately developed a border management strategy, and in it has 4 principles. One of it, we should see border as a security area. We should see border as a trade area. We should see border as integration of Africa or West Africa. Lastly, we should see border as a human rights issue.
The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has told the Federal High Court in Abuja that the law permits him to remain in office till either 2023 or 2024. He stated this in his court documents filed to counter a suit challenging the 3-month extension granted him by President Muhammadu Buhari in February. Adamu attained the maximum 35 years in service on February 1st, but got a 3-month extension by President Muhammadu Buhari on February 3rd. It was reported that an Abuja-based lawyer, Maswell Opara, filed a suit on the same February 3rd to challenge the 10-year extension. Opara argued in his suit that by virtue of Section 215 of the Nigerian Constitution and Section 7 of the Nigerian Police Act 2020, Adamu could not validly continue to function as the Inspector General of Police, having retired as a member of the Nigerian Police Force as from midnight of February 1st, 2021. But in an objection to the suit, Adamu argued through his lawyer that his tenure never lapsed on February 1st. The IGP argued that the new Nigerian Police Act gave him a 4-year tenure, which would only lapse in either 2023 or 2024. According to him, his tenure will elapse in 2023 if counted from 2019 when he was appointed as the Inspector General, or 2024 if counted from 2020 when the new Nigerian Police Act came into force. The Are Onakakanfo of Yoruba land, Eba Gani Adams, has raised alarm over the killing of 4 men at Indian village Igangan, Oyo State on Monday, allegedly killed by Excellence, loyal to the Fulani leader in the area, Abdullah Iskiliu Wakili. Adams, in a statement by his special assistant and media, Kahinde Aderemi, said that the 4 men were killed in the most gruesome manner, adding that the audio and pictorial evidences at his disposal indicated that the killers have been terrorizing the village and its environs. Two of the men killed were members of the community police in the area. Governors of the South-South states have demanded an upward review of the provision of 2.5% as host community trust fund in the petroleum industry bill to 10% in the best interest of the oil communities and the nation. This is as the governors advised President Muhammadu Buhari that in the absence of the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, the fund for the commission beyond the payment of salaries should be put in an escrow account until he constitutes the board. Chairman of the South-South Governors Forum and Governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, stated this at the end of the forum's meeting at the Government House, Port Harcourt, on Monday. The governors maintained that the communities have a role to play in the surveillance of the nation's oil facilities and pipeline network. They expressed the belief that if the communities feel satisfied with the provision of funds for them in the PIB, they are more likely going to be a watchdog on behalf of the federal government, the states, and oil companies. The governors demanded that whenever the board of the NDDC is constituted, the advisory council must be called upon to play its role to ensure that there are checks and balances in such a manner that the money expended by the NDDC would be beneficial to the states. The leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has accused the governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, of exhibiting religious bias by the blanket approval of the use of hijab in Christian mission schools. A statement issued on Tuesday by the General Secretary of Christian Association of Nigeria, Joseph Bade Daramola, said the governor had shown open bias for one religion with his inability to wait for court process to be concluded over the matter before giving his order on hijab. It said the governor should immediately withdraw his approval of wearing of hijab in schools in Kwara State, including Christian mission schools, or face legal action. The association said that the action of the government of Kwara State was not only discriminatory and divisive, but it equally suggests that the government was behind the earlier illegal enforcement of the wearing of hijab in Christian schools. The National Association of Resident Doctors of Nigeria has threatened to continue their strike action if government fails to meet their demands. The position was contained in a communique issued on Tuesday and signed by the association's president, Dr. Uyilawa Okuhala Suyi, after a virtual national executive meeting. The demands of the doctors include the immediate payment of the salaries of members, the payment of all minimum wage and other salary arrears to its members nationwide without further delay, and the immediate implementation of 50% of consolidated basic salary as hazard allowance for all healthcare workers. Others are the immediate payment of the medical residency fund for 2021 with the arrears of 2019 and 2020 inclusive. All training institutions be directed to stop the collection of bench fee from its members since it was not captured in the residency training fund as approved, and that all clinical health workers be considered for COVID-19 vaccination and other issues affecting efficient healthcare delivery in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. And now moving over to the stock market report. At the close of business on Tuesday, investors lost 371.3 billion naira as the market could not sustain Monday's gains. Market capitalization rose from 20.59 trillion on Friday to 20.69 trillion on Monday, but fell to 20.2 trillion naira on Tuesday. The all-share index, as a result, closed at 38,686.85 points from 39,396.57 points on Monday. Other market indices, the volume, the value, however, closed blue. 489.98 million shares exchanged hands on Tuesday, up from 297.26 million shares traded on Monday. The value in the like manner rose from 3.15 billion naira to 6.65 billion naira, a 3.49 billion naira increase. There were 15 gainers and 21 losers at the close of business, with Champion Breweries topping the gainers table. Nimet Mutual Benefit Insurance and Dangote Sugar were other top gainers, while UBA, Caverton and Northern Nigerian Flour Mill were the top losers. The financial sector was the investors' delight, with Zenith Bank, United Bank of Africa, Access Bank, First Bank Holdings, and Guarantee Trust Bank having over 220 deals each. And now on the foreign scene. The United Kingdom has signed a Memorandum of Understanding to return the sum of $4.2 million of stolen assets by former Delta State Governor James Ibori. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria Catriona Laing, who announced this on Tuesday at the conference hall of the Ministry of Justice in Abuja, said this was the first tranche of such planned return. She said the British government has resolved to return the money being part of the funds so far recovered from friends and family members of former Delta State Governor. She noted that Ibori's case was complicated and the United Kingdom authorities were still working on the actual amount involved in the case. Nigeria's Attorney General, Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, who signed for the country, disclosed that President Muhammadu Buhari has directed that returned loot be deployed to completion of the second Niger Bridge, the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, and the Abuja to Kano expressway. And now for the sport news. The head coach of Nigeria's under-19 boys volleyball team, Sani Mohammed, has urged the Nigerian Volleyball Federation to give his team enough time to prepare for the World Cup. Mohammed told journalists after their last match against Morocco on Monday in Abuja that they needed adequate time to prepare and have good results at the World Cup in Iran. Recall that the Nigerian under-19 boys won all their games in the championship. They defeated Cameroon 3-2 in the first game, Gambia 3-1 in their second game, and Morocco 3-0 in their last game on Monday. Nigeria finished first at the championship, while Cameroon took second position and Gambia finished third. Nigeria and Cameroon have now secured tickets for the World Cup in Iran. Everton winger Alex Iwobi has said that Nigeria can win their fourth Cup, African Cup of Nations title next year in Cameroon. Garnet Ross' team are on the brink of qualifying for the #1 football event in the Confederation of African Football calendar, as they need maximum of 2 points from their last 2 matches against Benin and Lesotho to be guaranteed qualification. Iwobi was a key member of the Super Eagles squad that finished third at the last AFCON in Egypt and wants another chance to play against the top teams in Africa. Nigeria will face Benin at the Stade Charles de Gaulle in Port Novo on March 27th and wrap up their schedule 3 days later against Lesotho at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Before we end the news, another look at our major stories. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has told the Federal High Court in Abuja that the law permits him to remain in office till either 2023 or 2024. Nigerian women from all walks of life have joined their voices to call for inclusion of women in the political process. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Mohammed Babandede, says the Nigerian Immigration Service is committed to making sure that Nigeria's borders are protected. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distance, and wear your nose masks while going about your daily activities. And that's the signature 30 minutes. On behalf of my producer, Anita Easy, I am Oboman Marvelous. Thanks for watching.